What's up, everybody? It's your boy Alexis Maurice, and like I told you guys before, been going through some little legal troubles with the show and all that good stuff like that. But listen, I had to come out and we need to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, okay? So go ahead and pour yourself a glass of wine, put on some lipstick, pull up a chair, and let's discuss this shit that's been going on in the Real Housewives of Atlanta. My little guest, I don't want to say co-host because this ain't the real show, but we just having a discussion. Two bitches are sitting down and we about to have a sidebar conversation about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So this is my good Judy. I call him Tony or whatever, but you want me to call you Anthony or whatever the case may be. Bitch, this is Tony. I'll let you introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Tony, Anthony, AJ, whatever you prefer. I'm me.
It's my big booty Judy here. But anywho. For the past about 4 weeks, week after week on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, it's been shit after blow up after blow up after betrayal after betrayal. So we just gonna sit here and talk about it because there's just a lot going on. So I guess we can go ahead and start with the most recent episode. So you guys know Nene. In my personal opinion, the last 4 episodes have been the fall of Queen Nene Leakes from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Her ass ain't got nothing else to do. She ain't on Glee no more or whatever. Or Glee finally just came back on last week or something like that.
I don't really watch Glee like that.
And I think they're canceling it or whatever.
Yeah, I heard they are canceling.
They're canceling
That's what Emma
it.
said.
Then they done went ahead and canceled the new normal.
I really like that show.
I did too. I don't understand why.
Even though Nene was still just playing a character of herself.
She was just playing her damn
just
self.
a different name.
Or whatever. Right, exactly.
Roxy
or some shit like that. Or whatever. But I really like that show. It was a really, really good show. But listen, Nene ain't got nothing else going on but the Real Housewives of Atlanta at the end of the day.
She better stay humble.
And thank you. And you know what they say? An idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's in the Bible.
But let me just say this before I go in on Nene real quick. I fucks with Nene. I've loved her from the beginning till now even.
She's too grand.
The last couple episodes, I just have had a lot of words for her. Because I just feel like that's how you should come for somebody. If you love them, you should tell them the truth. Like, bitch, you doing too much, and bitch, you did that. Like, that's how I feel.
Well, since you put it out there, I'm just going to go ahead and say I fucks with Kenya. Okay? At the end of the day, that's my damn girl. I like Kenya or whatever, even from day one. And I know you don't care for her. I don't. But don't come for her, though. Or whatever.
Come for her, nor
she is winning. No. She's winning. Kenya is winning these last couple of weeks.
What is she winning?
She's winning over everybody. Or whatever. And she's making Nene look like a fool.
I will give you that.
Right, exactly. So she's winning.
I will give you that.
She's winning. So anyway, let's not start with the most recent episode. Let's start with a couple weeks ago. Okay. Let's go back to the little pillow talk that they had down to the Intercontinental Hotel in Atlanta in Quiet as it's kept. They're not welcome there anymore.
I wouldn't want that in my place either.
But okay, so who do you think started the whole altercation?
Well, let's just say I do believe that Nene Leakes. She definitely
who?
Nene Leakes.
Nene.
She definitely boosted and was on a high horse and doing a whole bunch of extra that wasn't needed.
Or something. Either she did a line
Nene
in the bathroom.
Nene, to me, she's cutting everybody, off at a point where it's like she's even being rude to her friend, which is Cynthia, her only friend in the motherfucker. And my thing is, if you cut off Cynthia and make her snap on you, you gonna really look bad.
Because Cynthia did some interviews and she was saying that her and Nene are just in a tough place right now or whatever. So you just got to be careful of the people who you say your ride or die chicks or who your real friends are, and you got them looking at you sideways. I do feel Nene started the whole damn thing with those messy ass questions that she was, asking everybody, because she was asking, how would you feel about man being gay or dealing with a gay man to Portia, and then she was asking all kind of stuff. And just to my personal opinion, it looked like the party was boring till Kenya got there. That's just me. It looked like it was very boring till Kenya got there. And Nene gave Kenya life when Kenya walked through the door.
She did bring
she
her
was
too
like,
much
you
attention.
ain't, yeah, she did. She gave her too much of the attention.
You're absolutely right, because my thing is, one person, I'm telling you about me.
Okay.
One bitch ain't gonna stop my damn show.
You
so
damn
whether
right.
the bitch was there or not, when she came in, I wouldn't even open the motherfucker door. I would have had one of them maids do it. I'm like, y'all open that door for her, because I'm handling this part.
And Nene was on 10 with that ugly ass tutu that she had on, or whatever the fuck that was she had going on. And it was just her level, her anxiety, everything just went up.
Yeah,
and to me, I done seen the girls do, you know, little line of coke, little pop a little pill, and all kinds of stuff like that.
First of all,
I think she was on something.
I don't think that's a fair accusation to say that the girl was on.
Come on, Tony, you done seen that before. Nene was not herself. You've seen somebody. Have you seen somebody on coke before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. So with that being said, we just gonna chop it up. He don't know. He don't know nothing. Okay. He don't know. Oh, whatever.
I ain't about that.
He ain't even know. He ain't even know.
I don't know what.
Right, you not about that life. She did a line. That's just my personal opinion. It was line, pill. I don't know. I don't like to say that either, because drugs are real.
Right.
Or whatever, but at the end of the day, that bitch was on something. But anywho, let's go ahead. Can you get there? Looking cute, titties all plump. The
I wouldn't say cute, but she was doing something.
She looked good. Give her credit, Tony. Give her credit. Don't be hating on my girl now.
I mean, I guess.
So her and Brandon come, or whatever. Kenya apologizes. I'm sorry that I didn't, call or text or whatever.
Okay, right.
Okay, so. Then, what's the little boy with the S curl? What's his name?
Chris.
Chris. So he gets up and he decides that he wants to address the room.
Right.
So he stands up in the middle of the room and he turns to Kenya. Now Kenya's sitting down like you and I are sitting.
Right.
Okay, so Tony, if somebody a little aggressive comes up and stands up right there where the camera is, and they start talking to you, wouldn't you want to get up and see that bitch face to face?
But no. She was not addressing Chris. She was addressing his wife.
Well, he addressed Kenya.
He was addressing Kenya.
And Kenya
but she
diverted the attention.
She was, because his wife said, oh, don't backpedal now, Kenya. Don't backpedal now. And then Kenya said, no, I'm not backpedaling. I'm front pedaling. She started walking towards his wife. And then he said, exactly.
Now,
I think any gentleman, whether it's a female or a male, walking towards your woman, you don't get involved with that shit.
You do. Let them two women dish that out. Let them dish out.
Because I got big Amazonian women walking to your woman. Nah.
I mean, if I got confidence that my woman can take care of that, I'm not gonna get involved with that. I don't know. That's just me. I'm just not gonna get involved with some bitch.
If I can't say if I got a woman, but if I had a woman, that's hypothetically in a whole nother life.
Some more wine.
If my woman had a gun and a bear was walking towards her, I ain't gonna say, oh, she got a gun, shit handler. No, I'm gonna shoot the motherfucker. And then I'm be like, babe, I know you could have shot her, but I got it first. So therefore, old Big Bear was walking towards her, and he said, no, bitch.
Big Bear, really?
Well, she's big as a bear.
Whatever.
She's very Amazonian, like,
whatever.
She's very big.
Go ahead and continue to prove
She be working out and doing
prove your point, Tony.
Anyway,
carry on.
I think he did the very gentleman thing. He wasn't rude. He wasn't aggressive. He said, no.
Right. Yeah, I do
too much. And
then,
Brandon, Nene said queen. I wouldn't disagree, but that's not what I'm gonna say. Brandon came walking up.
Safe to say that girl, she got up
out her chair and was like, "Don't eat that." Like, sir, please sit down. Nobody's gonna take you seriously in this pajama suit. Like, really?
Right. But and why the hell did all the men have on like robes and jackets like that? We go to bed in balling shorts and white beaters, okay? I don't know. I mean, even though it was the camera there, I still would have went as I am going to bed. Some people's even fully clothed. But anywho, I don't feel Kenya aggressed the situation by getting up and walking towards the lady. And I don't feel that Chris aggressively yanked her. He just kind of touched her. So I do feel Kenya, you blew that completely out of proportion, because it wasn't like he was jacking up on you or nothing like that. He was just like, hey, chill out or whatever. And then Brandon jumped up, and then Peter gets in the middle.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Apollo grabs him by his neck.
Did he grabbed him by his
Yes, he grabbed him by his neck and threw him on a little beanbag or whatever the hell they had down to the hotel.
I didn't see him grab him by his neck.
Child, please. If we had rights to footage, I would put the footage in right now so you can see it. But we ain't got rights to it right now.
Did he grab him by his neck with us?
Yes,
Apollo,
he did.
You know you was wrong.
According to Apollo, he hit him in the face. Now, the last shot that I saw, Apollo was sitting down in the chair. Oh, and then all of a sudden he was up and he grabbed Brandon by the neck and threw him down. And then, you know, Peter and them was kind of tussling and had him hold down. I feel, yeah, he grabbed him by his neck and pushed him down. I feel Brandon would have whooped Apollo's ass. How you feel about that? The way okay, he had them little silk pajamas on, so they kept sliding off.
So right, he would have won by technicality because he would have been sliding and slipping.
But if Brandon would have took that shirt off,
he would have skid off just like that too, like
slow motion with the glitter falling down in the background. Yes, queen. But anywho, so I do think Brandon would have gave Apollo a run for his money, though. I really do think so. What do you think? You don't think so? Because Apollo really wasn't hitting him like that. It was just like he was doing this, and they kept pulling him. Right.
But I think Apollo would have whooped his ass.
I don't know.
But get into did you get into the print when they was pulling the pants?
We don't do that gay stuff on this show. I'm just sorry. I just thought I would let you. I'm just joking. I can't suppress who I is, but okay. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I did get into it just a little bit.
I mean, I watched it a few times, but I make sure I saw what I saw.
I saw Apollo like the week following that episode airing. He was in Lenox, and he had on a pair like a little gray, you know, pants.
He was fresh from the pajama party because
it looked like that. You know, them little workout pants or whatever, and all his business was like showing.
He was free balling.
It looked like he was. All jokes aside, it really did look like he was.
Let me tell you something. This is aside from what we're talking about. I think I'm not gonna say that inappropriate. I think Phaedra, who said her name? Phaedra. Who can say her name like that? Anyway, somebody say her name like that. But Phaedra and Apollo, I think their relationship is completely bullshit because
ran its course.
I don't think it's ran its course. I think that it was a course. It was just them running around. They not real.
Yeah, I don't think so. Or Phaedra is trying too hard to make it
something
look
that's not
something extra. Girl, Phaedra, this is reality TV, girl. And if y'all are having problems in your marriage, the world wants to know. I want to know and I want to see it. I don't know about you, but show us some real shit because even their interactions in the kitchen and stuff, it looks staged.
Right.
It looks very staged.
But I don't know if you remember, but remember they had that little dinner after he apologized to her, and in the car, she went the fuck off. She sounded like a whole different. She had that. You mean to tell me you been texting this bitch?
She still had that damn microphone on.
She sounded like she was channeling Candy.
Yes, a black woman. She wasn't no damn Southern Belle at that moment.
Exactly.
She was Bonquisha from the projects, on welfare, all that kind of stuff like that. That's exactly what she sounded. And we got the preview for what's coming up in Mexico. Apollo all up in Kenya's face again. And Phaedra talking about, should I go over there and slap? Bitch, shut up. You ain't gonna go slap your man.
That's what
you gonna get that man from being over there with that damn woman. But Kenya know how to rattle these bitches' feathers, honey. She does.
Give her that.
She knows what the fuck she was doing. But anywho, so Apollo, I don't understand why Apollo just inserted himself into that, grabbed the boy, beating him up, all kind of stuff like that. I still feel Brandon would have gave Apollo a run for his money. But then you got the whole interaction between Candy and Todd, and Cynthia and Peter and Mel. Now, who you think would have won between Mal and Candy?
I think Mal would have whipped that ass. I mean, but Mal, she wasn't playing. She was she said, I don't feel like whooping Candy ass.
She said, I was just trying to break him up. Now, Candy don't want none tonight. I was whoop her ass up in here. And she was dead serious. Them type of women you don't fuck with right there. They quiet. They don't say nothing, and she was just like, I was just trying to break them up. But Candy don't want to. I would whoop her ass up in here.
She was like, I wish a bitch would. Particularly, I I think Candy was mad that she pushed Todd across the room.
Right.
Because she pushed Todd clean across the little room. And Candy was like, oh no, this bitch didn't try to punk my man. Yes,
right. But that's what a sister's supposed to do. You saw when they started arguing, Mel got her ass up and she went right on over there.
She pushed Cynthia back.
Right, exactly. She went right on it, and that's what no, she's little. She's younger than Cynthia, right? Cynthia's older. Anywho, that's what the sisters do. So Mel, tap my glasses. Hats off to you, honey, because I also think you would have whooped Candy ass up in there. Candy overreacted. Let the men talk, because Todd and Peter was talking, and you talking about I'm ready to go. Sit your ass down, stay in a woman's place, and let the men talk it out. And they talked it out, and it was all, you know, said and done after that particular point. So then after that, what happened? They went to a little spa day, kind of talk it out. Ain't that really happened except Nene wanted Kenya to take ownership of her contribution to it.
And I'm gonna say this, and I know I saw a tweet or something that you have said you don't really fuck with Portia like that. But Portia, I'm gonna tell you, she's one of the only people that consistently is always the mature one when it comes to somebody confronting her.
As immature and dumb as she is.
I won't say as she is, as she comes off.
Dumb as she is.
As she comes
but
off.
But you're right.
She always owns up and say, you know what, I probably was a bad friend. Or you know what, I was wrong in this situation. And that's the type of bitch I can respect.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. I can't fuck with that because Nene, you have to own up. Yep. Even if you didn't really intentionally say or put everybody in that situation where make a fight, you should at least say, you know what, it was a bad time to ask that question, and I would take responsibility for that part.
And
but she couldn't even do that.
She wanted Kenya to take ownership of everything. I do feel that Kenya escalated. You know, the man wasn't trying. You know, he put his hands on me. You don't grab a woman. It wasn't even like that, girl. Chill out. It really wasn't like all
of that. But I'm going to tell you something about Nene. Nene is a person that she sees everybody else's wrong, but she doesn't see her own. But most of the time when she sees other people's wrong, it's the same wrong that she's guilty of. Because the same thing that Kenya did, meaning she reacted to something that Nene put her in a situation for, Nene did the same thing at Kenya's party. Kenya put her in a situation and Nene reacted like in a bad way.
Right.
And the same thing happened with Nene and Walter. Nene brought Walter on, and Nene was like, ain't no bitch ever gonna tell me who I can and not talk to. But then you gonna get mad at my bitch, sit down with your Donald Trump looking ass.
You are so right. I forgot about that. See, this is why I bought this big phone to talk about Housewives, because he knows everything about Housewives. He really does. He follows them religiously. And I do too. But Tony be knowing a little bit more than I be knowing sometimes.
Well, let me give you this little tea. Okay? Because I won't say I know a lot. I'm just saying I pay attention to the little things, because I do follow a lot of them on Instagram and Twitter and all that. So, you know, I don't know if you saw Kenya's blog.
No.
She wrote a blog on last week's episode saying, you know, it was subtle, but it was a read on Miss Nene. He said everybody else before Housewives on this show, exception to Portia, had a spotlight on them.
Yeah.
In their own right. You didn't. And she was like, you need to be a little bit more humble about the situation.
Humble, right.
So a couple days later, Cynthia was posting a whole bunch of pictures of her old stuff, like when she was pre-housewife. She made emphasis on, oh, this is pre-housewife. This is pre-housewife. Right. Before I was a housewife.
Bitch, I was broke. I'm broke now. But I got a cute coin back in the day when I used to model. Right.
But meaning to me, with or without housewife,
they gonna be alright.
I'm gonna be alright. Cause bitch, I got people that know my name. You don't have people that know your name outside of housewife. And I think that something is going to happen on this reunion.
Girl,
and I pray to God
this is gonna be a 5-part reunion.
I pray to God that Cynthia reads Nene for her life. And I'm going to tell you, when Cynthia reads Nene, it's going to be the end of Nene, because Cynthia is Nene's validation of our soft side.
Right.
Because everybody loves Cynthia.
Yeah.
But
she's the neutral party.
She really is. But Nene is a cold-hearted bitch. And this must be the season for all the big wig, you know, ladies of the housewife. Because, you know, Lisa Vanderpump is going down this season too.
I got to watch that episode tonight. I do not like, because I fucks with Lisa.
I do like my girl. Lisa, but Kyle is my girl too.
I don't care. For
I like Kyle. I love me Kyle because she don't stand out.
But you're right. All the big girls who are the veterans.
In last season it was fucking what's her name? Is it bad to curse?
No, girl, bitch, we done said bitch, fuck, ass, shit, dick, pussy, cock, all that shit.
What was her name? Judice. Teresa. She went down. So it's like these bitches is going down.
Yeah, and I was reading something today. You know, they were saying how Nene, you know, really don't have the pull like she tries to play. Right. She has to pull when it comes to who comes and who goes on the show. And after this season, she may not, girl. She really may not. But okay, so yeah, she wanted Kenya to take ownership at little thing. She said, "I'm not talking to Kenya no more until she does." So Kenya, fast forward to the next episode, decides to throw this little masquerade ball down to some mansion in Buckhead. Mm-hmm. I think it was a bitch ass move to try to kiss Nene ass. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, for me, it wasn't. I don't think it was a kiss her ass. I think it was, like you said, she plays these girls very good.
Yes, she
and
does.
I think it was just.
I love it.
She knew it was gonna piss Nene off. Mm-hmm. And Nene gave her the reaction that she wanted, and Nene is stupid for doing that.
So you got.
And that's why Mama said, "You're stupid. You're stupid." And she said it correctly.
She was, okay, so the first couple episodes, Nene was saying that she didn't get no type of communication about it.
Right.
But as we went on, she got a text, because she confirmed that last night.
Let me say this too. Because Cynthia also put in her blog, she was like, I could have sworn I told Nene plenty of times about this situation or this party.
Bitch, we got it on camera.
But no, but even before camera, pre-camera, because Cynthia said that Kenya had been planning that party for a while.
Right.
And she said, I didn't want Nene to run into a surprise, so I actually told Nene about this party before all that stuff happened.
So that's the text. So now Nene said, I don't want nothing to do with Kenya until she takes ownership. So I ain't trying to be funny, but I don't think I would call Nene either. If somebody told me that, I'm not going to call you.
But at the same time, I wouldn't be pressed for her to come either.
Yeah, which is true. But so then we got the Evites. And everybody who sent the invite knows that when the person opens it and reads it, you get the notification. And so she said she read it. She got the notification.
You know, Nene gonna have some type of excuse.
I can't wait to hear what this is gonna be. Right, my assistant or some shit like that. She said. But anywho, all the communications was sent. The girls then came back and told Nene or whatever, because Marlo had an off-camera conversation with Nene about it. Cynthia told her about it. So you come to the event all grand with your nose turned up and your lip turned up. Right. Bitch, you should have stayed home for all of that. Don't nobody want none of that. Nobody's here for that.
Mind you, wearing something that Cynthia told you to put on. Like. Girl, you didn't dress yourself. But go ahead.
Or was it Marlo who told her to put that on?
Right.
Because according to Marlo put Nene on. Right? She put Nene on to them stunt buddies with them credit cards down there in Atlanta.
I don't like to say stuff like that.
I'm just saying. No, Marlo, I fucks with you. I'm just kidding, girl. I'm just kidding. But she shows up, you know, Kenya calls her up to the microphone. She comes snatch it.
Really
all this stuff.
Very rude,
very unprofessional. If you're a woman, if you're a lady,
if you're an actress, act like you got some sense, bitch.
Keep it cute, keep it classy, and keep it professional. You supposed to be such on a different level. You're not on the same level as these other girls.
Shay and Cynthia, okay,
but Candy too. That was a shade of Candy too.
She said here.
Okay.
So I felt that as anybody that's there, and I felt Cynthia should have said, "Wait, bitch." But Cynthia did put in her blog. That's why I'm waiting for her to read.
But Cynthia got to stop being so passive, honey. We ain't got time for you to be putting this shit in the blog. You need to address that shit on the spot. That's why
I'm waiting for her to
read immediately. And I'm open a book and start reading, girl, on the spot for real.
Not read, but read.
Right, not right. Whatever. So then Nene and Peter get into it outside. How do you feel about Peter speaking up?
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say something before I get to that. We was talking about Cynthia because I felt like now Cynthia is my favorite. Like I love her dearly, but my thing is Cynthia, you was on the wrong side of the conversation when Nene was talking to your husband.
Right.
Your husband was standing there by himself.
True.
You, Nene, and Greg was looking at him as if he was a intruder.
Right.
Any onlooker not knowing the situation would have made it look like you three were confronting him, and you should have been standing side by side with your man. I don't give a fuck if Nene is your best friend. At the end of the day, you gotta sleep with this nigga. Nene ain't fucking you. Nene ain't paying none of your bills. She's a friend. I won't say a good friend, but she's a friend.
Even if my husband is dead ass wrong, I'ma still stand. I may not say shit.
Right.
But I'ma stand right there beside him.
Exactly, because you cared about how Nene is a bad space. I didn't want to approach her at that point. Fuck Nene.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you saw how she did you in the motherfucking confession. The bitch told us, oh, that bitch ass and Cynthia need to get her man. But Cynthia was standing by your side, bitch. You ain't catch that.
I wonder what, because you remember Cynthia said they got into an argument on the way home.
Her and
I wonder if he brought that up. If he said something to her like,
I'm
you
pretty
let me
sure
stand
he
there by myself or whatever.
I'm pretty sure he did.
And Cynthia said that she didn't like the fact that Peter approached the woman. So you should have brought your ass over to your husband's side. That's a good point, Tony. I didn't even think about that. You should have brought your ass over to your husband's side, and you get all up in Nene's face if it's a problem, not him.
But first of all, Nene got up in Peter's face because Peter was talking to
she used her height. She don't say height. She said her height.
You know the bitch can't talk right. A bride.
John when Candy said that was the best line.
Bride. I said Candy is a mess.
Right, that was the best line the whole night in my personal opinion when she said that.
I hollered. It was 3 moments that I hollered last night. I think that was one of the moments when I hollered when Candy said that. The second one was when Marlo said her Donald Trump weave. Maybe it was only 2. I felt like it was 3. I don't know, but anyway, maybe I think I hollered at the preview of the next episode when they get into it. But at any rate, Nene, you got in Peter's face. Peter didn't get in your face, and Peter was talking to his wife.
Yep.
And you walked up and said, what did you
Amazon
say? Amazon your ass up there with your silver dress looking like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz.
Did she even have on a girdle?
Child, looked like it was tucked in or something. It looked very weird.
I know it did.
Silver and gold. She had silver and the gold.
That was not one of Marlo's pieces. That was not one of Marlo's recommendations that she told you to wear, girl.
I don't even think Cynthia probably realized how bad that was going to look.
That was
But
bad.
the fashion queens said she looked cute that night.
I don't think so.
I remember they said
that dress was just ugly. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. It was just
at any rate.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Nene, you wrong, girl.
Yeah, you are. So let's go ahead and fast forward to
the most recent episode.
Yeah, the most recent episode. So you had the little Nene came to the little Jamaican party that Cynthia was having for Peter. You know, her and Peter talked. Peter was like, listen, this is my party. We ain't finna get all this. We'll do all that later. Give me a hug. She was still acting funny. She was still acting crazy. But they dismissed that. So then you got Marlo and Kenya walking together. Oh, whatever. So I think this is fun. Now I would say this, Marlo did stand up for Nene. When Kenya with her was having that lunch, she was like, well, don't talk about my friends. She was like, well, let me talk to my friends because that don't sound right. It didn't sound like it was going on. So to me, Nene, you should have took that. Now looking at it as Marlo wasn't trying to be funny. You know, she was just being objective, listening to both sides. And you said, let me go talk to my girlfriend. Let me see what the hell is going on. But instead of, you know, I mean, even though we showing it now, but you showed your ass completely. So you and Kenya talked. Y'all decided to squash it. You know, Kenya apologized. She was like, I will take ownership for what I did, and I want to apologize to you. Right. And so it was done after that point. So Nene, you know, they hugged, and Nene sat down.
The thing is, I don't understand why she gave Kenya a hug, but didn't want to give Peter a hug. Because just like Peter said, your beef is not with me. Your beef is with her.
Right.
So Nene, what?
Girl, she doing the most. She
gave everybody a hug except for Marlo. And then when Marlo said, "Oh, girl, come sit beside me," she sat beside Candy of all people. And that's when I sent my tweet. And I said, "Oh, Nene," I said, "You so damn petty." Right. I said, you mad now because Marlo is talking to Kenya when you didn't even want to talk to her when you first walked in.
Exactly. Marlo was like, Nene, for real, you gonna act like that? You gonna go sit the Candy out of all people?
Right.
And then Kenya made her little one-liner that was the best line of the whole night. The best line of the whole night.
She didn't want to sit beside her bride.
She told Marlo, me, you got some unfinished business. And Nene said something to her. Yeah, it was like a little whisper before she sat down.
But I'm gonna tell you something. This is kind of fast forward, but I watched the previews for the next episode, and Marlo sits down with Kenya, and she says, Nene called me with Cynthia on three-way saying you don't need to be Kenya's friend and blah blah blah. So that's,
listen, Marlo, bitch, you trying to get a check. I ain't mad at you, honey. I'm not mad at you.
But the shit sounds legitimate.
I ain't mad at you. I mean, according to Nene's actions, it does sound like something she would do.
Exactly. It sounds like something she did do, because just like Marlo was saying, tell Atlanta the whole reason why. Right. Because it's exactly the conversation that they had off camera on the phone. That's why she acted so stupid.
Nene was shady for not inviting Marlo.
She was shady.
I don't care how many spots each team had or whatever the case may be. You was shady for not including. If you invited all your bridesmaids, if you invited all your bridesmaids to be there, you should have invited her too. Marlo wouldn't have had no problem with sitting down with a nice weave on, with a nice pair of Chanel glasses, and cross her legs and keep it cute the whole time. She wouldn't have had a problem with doing that.
Wouldn't have had a problem with just sitting there, girl. Come on here.
Exactly. But Kenya, girl, come on to be over to my team. Ooh, I bet you that's sitting Nene up, honey. I bet you she went up, and so they was, you know, Nene jumping on her back. Y'all was kissing ass. I don't care what nobody said. Y'all knew Nene was mad or whatever. But I mean, I don't knock them for trying to de-escalate the situation.
I don't think Marlo did it out of intentional, for Nene. Right. I think she did it because I want to do that too.
Exactly.
And if Nene don't want to invite me, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be her, but I'm still gonna be her friend.
And to me, Lexi and Marlo look like they becoming little good friends too. I love Lexi. Lexi is hilarious. I love Lexi too. That bitch always got a drink every day. But she was like, girl, what's going on? And she was like, you know, I didn't get invited. She was like, no. But Marlo was like, call me, girl. We'll talk later. Is she mad at Marlo, or she mad with Lexi about that? Is she mad with Lexi because Lexi and Marlo friends and you introduced them like this? Okay, so let's talk about this whole friendship and loyalty stuff. Okay, I have been in a situation where I have been someone's friend and they brought a third party into the friendship. And that third party, I didn't care for them. I didn't like them. But out of genuine concern for my friend, me and the third party became good friends. Right. And our friendship has matriculated, and you know, we're good Judies now, but my other friend has a problem with us being friends or whatever. And you know, I think they're at an okay place with it where they can accept it, but this is my personal opinion. When it's just friends, when we all not fucking, we just all friends. Right. I don't think there's anything wrong with, okay, you know, me and you good Judies or whatever, you bring your friend in, I get to know them, we might go out to lunch or go have some drinks or something like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, it's a different story where you dating a boy and you bring him into the equation or whatever, and then y'all break up. Right. I think friends should break up with that person
now,
too.
If I'm dating you, that's definitely
right. And that was the situation that I was in. However, it was one of those things where, just out of genuine concern, we became friends. But I say all of that to say this: when you're lovers, yes, you know, your friends need to break up.
Yeah.
But when y'all just
first of all, I didn't bring you around my lover as a friend. I'm bringing you around. Oh, this is my lover. Huh? Right. You know, exactly. You can speak, bitch, but don't talk too much.
Don't call him. Don't Facebook him. Don't kick him.
Just know,
don't tweet him.
Know that he's mine. That's all you need to know, bitch. Bye.
But if we all just girlfriends, if we all just get together for a good key, little glass of wine, put on some lipstick, girl, go have a cocktail, it's not that serious, Nene. It really isn't that serious. But Nene has a proven history of being territorial when it comes to friendships. She has a proven history of that. But I don't think it's that serious, Nene. I think you making yourself look really, really stupid, and you're allowing Kenya to win by showing the world your ass because you got mad because they friends now. And so Marlo read your ass for filth.
She read
in that damn baseball diamond. She read you for filth.
She read her
whole damn Atlanta.
She read her like the honor roll student in 5th grade, bitch. Like, bitch.
Come and get your certificate.
Right.
Spelling bee.
She read her for her life.
Right.
I said I can't.
And Candace said it best. I ain't never seen Nene walk away from a fight.
But I will say this in Nene's defense.
Oh, child, please.
Because you know I ain't really been defending Nene the whole time because she
right. So go ahead and get your plug in.
Nene's son was there. Bryce was there.
Oh, girl.
What? He was there, and I think that is in bad taste. Even if he might see it on TV or hear about it.
He hugged Marlo when she first got there.
He did. Because children are innocent.
Or whatever. So Nene gonna stop Marlo from stop Bryson from talking to Marlo now?
Yeah, I bet he won't talk to her again.
You probably are right. You probably are damn right.
I bet he won't talk to her.
I don't care if a child is there or not. All that wasn't necessary. Nene could have just been a woman enough to just talk to her.
Right, but the way she was feeling versus how she know Marlo was going to act, Nene probably didn't have it. And Nene doesn't have it in her to act civilized around somebody and say, I really don't feel like talking to you right now.
Because she never walked away from a fight with Kim. She never walked away from a fight with Sheree.
All people that she's not scared of.
Right, exactly. But Marlo would have whooped her Amazonian ass out there in that baseball.
Marlo was. I don't know if you ever watched Houston Beauty.
Oh yes.
Marlo was running after her like the old drag queen. That was
oh God, what is that girl name?
Ryan.
Something Ryan. No. Mia Ryan. That's what her name is.
Can you remember she put her shit down? She was like, and that's how Marlo was. But she was like, bitch. But Marlo, I don't think she was trying to fight her. I think she was really just trying to push people off her and trying to run up to Nene. Right. But she did want Nene to do something. She was like,
you threw the damn microphone down, bitch. No, I got time for that.
Based off Nene throwing that bottle in her direction, Marlo should have whopped her ass. Yeah, that's low key. And just like Nene talking about Kenya, you lucky you ain't get your ass whooped. Bitch, you ain't lucky you ain't get your ass whooped. But you sliced and diced, because Marlo, you better check your charge, like she said.
Kenya.
She played that
knows how to play.
She played that part.
Fucking role.
I hope that they're not.
Oh my God, Marlo cried with nothing coming down her damn eyes at all. I didn't see not one tear coming down her eyes.
But she got the sound good because she was like,
right.
Then
she got that gag.
I said, Lord.
But y'all, all I'm gonna say is,
I'm trying to cover up my the fact that I ain't got no haircut. Bitch.
Anyway, I love
you. Got me talking all this shit about
it's gonna be right. The CIAA in Charlotte, North Carolina. But the next couple of weeks, episodes look really, really good. They're not on next week. They're on the week after.
They're not on
it's not on next week. They don't come back on until March 9th. Because the Emmys are on next week. The Academy Awards. Come on, this is the Academy Awards.
I said, no, that's different. You said
I'm sorry, the Oscars.
Oh,
Oscars. Okay. But the Oscars are on next week. Or whatever. So that's why they're not coming on. But it's still, I think we got a good maybe 4 or 5, 6 more episodes to go. Or whatever. Because this is a long season. This is a very, very long season. And they haven't even shot the reunion yet.
They haven't.
I cannot wait until.
I hope Cynthia reads.
I hope this about to be the best damn reunion ever. And we ain't even finished with the season yet. They got more to go down there. And we got Greg and Peter getting into it. Peter, child, you and Cynthia, you trying to get your own spinoff. I already see what you're doing. Cynthia and Peter, it'll be boring.
No,
all of you about money problems. Bar 1 closing.
No,
it's a for sale.
They opened a bar here.
Child, check your sources down in Atlanta. There's a for sale sign on Bar 1.
They are opening a bar here.
I know. Because they're closing the one in Atlanta down, honey.
I don't think that's true.
Check your resources. I'm going out there next weekend. For my birthday, I'll tell you. I'll take a picture of it and tweet it to you. I ain't gonna message it to you. I'm gonna tweet it to you. I need everybody to see what's going on.
Oh shit!
What's really going on down there in Atlanta, honey?
We don't know. They might be leasing the building. They might be
child. They ain't leasing shit.
They might be selling. The owner might be selling it.
They selling it to mail. She gonna open her bead collection.
I wonder who bought beads.
I was bound though.
I bet King ain't bought no beads.
Child, King didn't over there because man.
I said,
now who do you think would have won between that fight?
I don't know.
That would have been a good fight. That would have been a good old fight.
I don't know. Like I said,
child, we would have had to do a draw on that one.
Mouth seemed like a salad, but deadly.
But King is built as fuck.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Look, I know you was raised with women too, but I was raised by women all my life. And I know women carry their strength differently. You can work out how the fuck you want to, but when a bitch is mad.
But Kenya from Detroit, girl, you know the bitches up there in Detroit don't play.
But Kenya is so watered down.
Child, please, whatever, don't get it twisted.
You saw how her daddy came.
If that's her daddy now.
But if Kenya
was so big and bad,
if Kenya was so big and bad, when Nene came in there and said, "Bitch, you're not going anywhere," she was like, bitch mode.
But they all kiss Nene ass because of the type of power that Nene tries to portray that she has over that show. Right, but I'm saying they all are realizing that now.
They don't say Nene leads productions at the end.
But Nene make it, but you know how she do when she get on them interviews, she make it seem like she the one that calling the shots. Because at the end of the day, a real queen, Miss Andy, is calling all the shots, honey. Oh, well, keep it cute, Nene. Now you see,
but you know Annie loves Nene. Annie loves Nene.
I don't know. Did you see the last interview that they had? Andy really wasn't checking for Nene like he used to.
Really?
Go back and look at it on YouTube. He really wasn't, usually he be all up in Nene's face like this. But this time he wasn't like that. Because Nene, I like you and I'm so proud of the success that you've had. But girl, your head is a little too big. It's a little too big. The stuff that come out your mouth, it's okay to say it, but I would not say that type of stuff on camera.
But exactly.
Because it makes you look arrogant and you're not humble. And I know you feel that what you're saying is true, but at the end of the day, everything you feel is true. You don't always have to come out and say it for the whole world to see reality or not.
But not exactly. But not only the fact that it makes you look arrogant, makes you look bad. The people that you are trying to impress and get these parts from, people don't like somebody that's so big-headed. What they're gonna do? People are so nasty and malicious. They're gonna be like, "Oh, bitch, you so big and bad. Let me see how big you are if you try to come and get a part from me."
You don't have any award nominations. You don't have any Oscar nominations. You don't have a Golden Globe nomination. You don't have a Screen Actors Guild nomination. Girl, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but you really haven't done anything besides a television show. Reality, and then you had 2 parts. Granted, Glee is that's a top rated show, but girl, Glee is shutting down, it's closing its doors at the end of this season, girl. And it hasn't even been a full season. I still don't even know if they called her back between now and the finale. I mean, naturally I would think they would. But I'm just saying, Nene, I'm not in Hollywood, girl. I'm trying to get the way you are. Okay?
No, you don't want to get where she is. You want to get past where she is.
Right, which is true.
You want some of the exposure she has.
Right, but one thing about me, I like to consider myself humble.
Right.
And I think you need a class in humility. Just a little bit. Let's call Iyanla. Let's get her on the phone, girl.
Because Iyanla said you was wrong.
She did.
She seemed wrong, girl.
Because you stirred the pot.
You stirred it.
You stirred the pot.
And you did. And
don't be like Sheree. Because, when Sheree was on Iyanla, that was her opportunity to really turn things around.
But just like I said,
refused to.
Nene is not good at taking a dose of her own medicine. Nene is not going to take responsibility. So if she was in a situation like Sheree, she would do the same thing that Sheree did. Because I'm going to tell you something. I say this on or off camera. People that don't like stuff about other people, usually the things that really irks them about other people are the things that they need to deal with themselves. Exactly. So the fact that Nene looks at people and she's like, "Oh, I can't stand Kenya because she's trying to play me. She's trying to play the role." You trying to play the role. I can't stand Marlo because she's trying to get on TV. Kenya
and Marlo can carry that show.
Kenya,
if Nene gets off, they would carry.
But I'm gonna tell you something, because first of all, Nene is an opportunist just as much as Marlo. Because guess what? You put her on your Nene Leakes wedding dream, our dream of Nene, whatever. Why? Because you knew everybody loves Marlo, and you knew that she was gonna get ratings.
And Andy has forgiven her, you know, because she dropped the F bomb. He done forgiven her, and he's let her not only back on the Housewives of Atlanta, but also she was on I Dream of Nene. That was her kind of audition to get back. Nene, be careful, girl, because Kenya and Marlo can carry it. And if them two fall out with each other, that's going to make for good television.
Right, and just like you said, Nene, you can't win when you play dirty. Guess what? Secretly, you was playing dirty when you brought Marlo on, because guess what? You only befriended her really because you thought she was going to be a stone cold go-getter for Sheree and Phaedra. But guess what? Now it's backfiring, bitch. Play your cards right.
Just play your cards right, Nene, because I want to see you continue on the show, girl.
I do, but you
on this path. But you need to stick a pin in that balloon in your head, girl, and deflate it just a little bit. That's all I'm saying. This is just an outsider looking in. I don't know you from a can of paint, girl, but this is just me.
I don't know you, but I'm your type.
Right, but I'm the people. We the people. We the people that watch the damn show. And I'm telling you, you're doing too much. So you need to redeem yourself on this reunion. You need to do a little bit of reading. But
reading to the people that are necessary.
Right.
I thought we was going to talk about Mama Joyce and...
Oh, my God. I'm out of wine, bitch. Okay, Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce called... She called Karma.
Did you call
that girl Crystal? Oh, well, you lay a hand on her, I will drag your ass like a rat. Mama Joyce.
First of all, I wonder what the situation was when Karma got that call. Did she just look at him like, I'm not fucking with that bitch?
No.
Or did she just like, I got this call?
Ain't nobody got time for that pound. Ain't nobody got time for that. She pulled a sweet brown child, please. Voicemail.
But let me tell you something. Did you see the interview on The View?
No, I didn't.
So it was no, not Carmen. It was Mama Joyce, Candy, and Ty on The View. Did you see that? Do you follow Candy on Instagram?
No, not really. I do follow her, but I don't be checking for people like that.
So it was Mama Joyce, Ty, and Mama Joyce, Candy, and Ty on The View. Candy barely said maybe 5 words.
Are they still going back and forth?
They are, and you know what? When it really boiled down to it, because somebody asked, well, what is your real problem? What was it first? Because she was like, what? You seemed like you was cool with Ty when you first came on. And what was it that really made you not like him? She was like, well, when he first came around and he got off the job with Real Housewives, he got off of the show with Kim of her wedding, and he stopped working and stayed home with Candy, and he used his savings.
So he got from behind the camera,
because he can't. That's conflict of interest if he were to work behind the scene. So they was like,
but my check would be better on the opposite side though. So I would have did the same thing.
Right, but not only that, but the thing is, but listen to what she said. She said he was using his savings so he can stay at home with Candy and be with her. But where I'm raised, my man always worked and did it. But my thing is, bitch, how the fuck you think you got that damn savings? Bitch, he worked. And guess what? He trying to spend time with your fucking daughter and your granddaughter. So why the fuck are you mad? Like, okay. I don't get it.
Here's my thing. I sympathize with Candy. I sympathize with Candy because she's in a tough place.
She is in a tough place.
And I get so mad when I see people, you need to check your mama. You need to, you need to do this. Check is not the right word.
It's not the right word, but in street terms it is.
But okay, I love my mama. I see my mama go through the motions with my oldest brother and his baby mamas. Right. I've seen that. So I've kind of seen, what this is on TV. I've kind of seen it in a sense. Not so much because my brother's with neither one of his baby mamas. Yeah. But I sympathize with her because I know she doesn't really want to do her mama like that. But I do think it's time for a sit down. Mama Joyce,
a real
if what Karma was saying that you was trying to hire somebody,
which I believe is true,
to trick Todd, you done gone a little bit too far. And I mean this in the most respectful way. Candy, you do need to sit with your mama like, Mama, listen, this is the man who I am choosing to spend the rest of my life. We ain't made it down the aisle yet, but I'm choosing to spend the rest of my life with him. I know you have your reservations, and mother's intuitions are usually right. I hate to say that because I like Todd.
I won't say that.
I know Arlene's intuitions are very, very on point. But, you know, Mama, this is who I'm choosing to be with. You don't necessarily have to approve of me, but this is who I am, and I need you to respect that. Candy, you got to do it. You have to do it, because if you don't, your mama will continue to cuss your friends out and disrespect your man, so you think and then that's going to trickle down to the little girl. What's her name?
Riley.
Riley. Even though Riley was like, no, I didn't say that, Mama. You know, Grandma.
Which, this is what I'm saying. The fact that she would lie so terrible about the granddaughter, Riley, and then try to put somebody on and try to hire somebody to take some pictures. Bitch, who the fuck do you think you are?
And spending Candy money to do it. Bitch, you almost fell out of chair.
That's my point. Like, bitch, you mad because somebody will take her money? You mad because it's going to take away from yours?
Candy has said, Mama Joy, she would take care of you.
And she got $35 million, girl. How much coin you need? It's probably
more now, especially since she got that bedroom Candy.
But how much coin you need, Mama Joy?
Yeah, she done gave you her old house.
Gave you her old house.
And renovating it for you.
Which she could have sold or rented out and got more coin from guess who's taking away that coin? You, bitch. Right.
So, Mama Joyce, you need to chill. You do need to chill a little bit, or just respect the fact and work to, you know, to progress, move forward, and stop doing that, girl, because I was very disappointed with you. I was giving you a pass, even though she was shutting shit down. Mama Joyce was showing out. She was, but I was giving her a pass because she's a mother, an elderly lady.
Did you catch the fact that when Carmen said, "Oh, you was acting like your mama at that party," and Kendra was like, "No, my mama ain't say that." And then the very next episode, her mama said, "Carmen, I would drag you like a rag." What Kendra?
Mama Joyce is off the chain.
But what did that sound like? Carmen said, "Yeah, Mama Joyce said I would drag you like a rag." Candy said, "I will drag you through this bitch."
Drag you through this bitch.
Hey, where did that come from?
Her cherry
Mama.
Kool-Aid hair.
Right, bitch.
Bitch, I tropical.
Mallory should have said, "Bitch, I don't take you serious."
Right, exactly.
But my thing is, apple don't fall far from the tree. And if you keep on fucking around with your mama, you're going to end up being lonely. But I don't give a fuck. They say, oh, she got a man, but she ain't married. And like just like you told her, you said, oh, mama, by the time you was my age, you had 3 husbands. Or how many? I don't know how much.
It was 3. I think it was 3.
You had 3 husbands. That was a little bit of read. A little dig. Like Cindy said, was that a dig?
Right.
Was that a dig? Cindy was ready to read you on that time.
But Mama Joyce, I'm gonna need for you to do better, because I was still your ride or die until I heard that voicemail. When I heard that voicemail, I was like, oh hell no. Oh God.
Did you call that girl?
Why you call Crystal? I would drag your ass like a rag. Oh my God.
When you remember when Mama Joyce pushed the girl out the way, and the aunt said,
you don't need to marry. I don't want you to marry.
I don't want you to marry. I don't think you should marry. God. Well, you already know what I was saying.
Bitch. But you know what? All jokes aside, they remind me of my mama and her sisters. Ollie, Vertel,
they sound like
and Patricia.
When they said all of the gang, OLG.
Because they will cut, my aunties and my mama will cut some ass. They're old now, but they will cut some ass. Don't fuck with my people. I'm just letting y'all know. And for all my friends and stuff, y'all know Arlene, y'all know Aunt Bertel, y'all know Phyllis, y'all know what she gives, and y'all know my other auntie too or whatever. But Tony, thank you so much. I have enjoyed this thoroughly with you, and I'm pretty sure you will see Tony again while we recap probably the rest of this season or whatever, because it's a lot of shit that's gonna be going on. But
next time we have a bigger wine.
Right, we need 2 balls.
And I have a backdrop. He just moved in.
Congratulations, Tony just moved into his new apartment. It's really cute in here too, or whatever. So congratulations, bitch, or whatever. She moving on up. She got a cuter coin these days, and she done got her new job. She done been delivered from that other place. She done been delivered. Hallelujah.
Glory.
That will remain nameless.
Right.
Or whatever. But of course, guys, like this video, share it on Facebook, retweet it on Twitter, take a snapshot of it, put it on Instagram. We love all of the feedback that you guys give. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see y'all bitches later on. Holla back, girl. Okay.